One of the main things that struck me about Brighton was the effect arts had on the retail sector. Where here we'd have, say, name brands down our local streets just off the promenade. In Brighton, they had individual shops that created more individual shops and individual cafe bars. No brands really, very little brands. So the knock-on effect there was of the arts was absolutely positive. So wandering around Brighton was quite captivating. All these little individual shops that made the high street just seem so vibrant, rather than the boring identikit high streets what we're usually used to. And the high streets, no matter if they're off the beaten track a little bit, like ours from the promenade, um, they were busy, vibrant. So many people walking around, so many people buying things and going into shops and using the cafes and the restaurants. Another interesting aspect of Brighton was the nice balance of retail and culture. You had old buildings, old museums mixed with the modern day retail, and it was just nice to just wander and look about at the architecture and beautiful spaces just around. So the creative spaces sort of inspired a bit of a creative quarter, art murals on walls, and office spaces, creative design would spring up around these creative spaces and retail spaces. It was interesting seeing the people having a leap of faith to go into retail of selling their own work and other people's work, and there was a knock-on effect. You'd see shop after shop next to each other selling different types of work. After I'd looked around the city centre of Brighton, I went to the seafront, a little bit like where I am now in Blackpool. And what captivated me was the way they used the seafront to hold creative spaces. See, here in Blackpool we've got miles and miles of beautiful seafront where it's great for walking down, but utilising the space for creative spaces there seems to be little. Yes, we have got the prom sculptures further down the other end of the promenade exhibiting art, but nothing really for artists to develop their professional practice or exhibit their own work in their own right. Whereas in Brighton they had along the front hotel tunnels, tunnels that used to run from the hotel for like servant quarters. When I wandered around these back streets in the city centre, I managed to chat to a few independent gallery owners. It was amazing how many independent galleries there was in Brighton, just above shops and above cafe bars. Just anywhere where there was space, there'd be people exhibiting work and selling it. It was just really amazing. I also came across creative spaces that put on workshops in the town centre that would do pottery classes and sewing classes right amongst all the retail units. So here we may not have the tunnels what Brighton have got on their seafront, but we have got a lot of empty space, a lot of empty buildings, hotels. The seafront was massively impressive. Seeing all these individual gallery and open studio spaces where artists could work and then sell the work onwards. I came across individual designers, painters, sculptures. This was one of the my favourite spaces. It was an open studio. It must have contained 15 to 20 artists working in there, and such a massive space with a really vibrant atmosphere. So Brighton was an amazing place. One thing that struck me was all the little creative spaces. I must have been to over 50 spaces, and they just totally regenerated the high street. Whereas you had empty premises, empty shops, a little bit like here on Waterloo Road in Blackpool. There, the spaces were taken up by creative spaces. Little art galleries, studios, working pottery classes. It was just absolutely amazing. So what can Blackpool learn from Brighton? Well, we can learn that anywhere can be a creative space with a little bit of creativity, a little bit of ambition. The most peculiar empty spaces can be something else, and then can really regenerate the high street and have a knock-on effect for the benefits of the community.